Not real.
Welcome back to Turning the Wheel. Dream from the night before.
That's awesome.
We rejoin what is left of the crew of Rexy's prize as they have been journeying in the southern empire of Kindis, making their way towards where Grimjaw once tread and pulled some manner of treasure out of some city that he had found. And under the leadership of Andreas, the crew have
Oh, the leadership.
maybe found the city.
Well, it looks like I've led my party successfully across the seas directly to the place of Grimjaw's last place of interest.
Is it dark enough that we can confirm that?
You guys have mostly been traveling at night, so yes. Because you've needed the stars.
That's right. According to my star map and my expert knowledge of this, we are precisely exactly where Grimjaw left off. I think we should prepare ourselves for the worst of it. I know I'm going to take it to the limit. I don't know about you guys. Are you going to take it to the limit? Are you going to take it to the limit?
I always take it to the limit and then beyond.
You got to take it on the razor's edge. You can't look back.
I'll take it to the limit one more time.
You got to give it.
You're great at taking it to the limit too, Andreas. Not as powerful as I do, but you're good.
Mr. World, could you please describe what we're looking at again?
Who are you talking to?
Mr. World, Dice Daddy.
I was like, Jason is not here. But you guys have just crested a ridge and are staring out over the sort of ruined framework of what was once a port town. Several of you are sailors and recognize the type of makeup for a city that would have a dock. And in the middle of the ruins, you see sort of a large rock has plummeted into the heart of the city, and you can see that there's some sort of ruins on this rock as well. From where you are, and in the dim light of just the stars and the full moon ahead, you guys can't make out much more than that.
Okay, so we can only make out like a little bit of the stars, you said?
No, so it's a bright, clear night. You can sort of see the outline of the city, and you guys can see the water kind of lapping up onto the other side of it. But the city, unlike some of the other cities you've seen, isn't sort of blasted flat. Whatever sort of there's obviously like the large sort of crater where the giant rock and the structure that was part of it have plummeted into the heart of the city. But the there's more like intact buildings outside of that.
Yeah, but I mean, before we explore the city, I want to confirm this is where Grimjaw found his item.
Andreas thinks it is.
Okay.
This is it. I'm telling you. That is
sure.
Absolutely.
Andreas, you're sure?
I mean, we're close to where I'm thinking, but
close, but you're sure?
I mean, there's only one giant city in front of us. Huh?
How sure are you?
Well,
I mean, that is pretty valid. There is only one city in front of us.
Yeah, but stars move. You could have read them wrong. You could be remembering wrong.
oh, I'm fully aware of the precession of the constellations.
The only way to know for sure is to go in and check it out.
Yeah, either way. I
Yeah.
mean, look, there's probably treasure in there. And maybe there's a boat.
I just
There-
hope there's a bed.
Yeah, these poor twins here, they've been tortured. And for God's sake, can we get them some rest?
Should we take a few minutes to short rest and recuperate from our battle with 3 tentacle monsters in this crater?
I can look around and see if it's safe for us to do so if you would like.
By all means.
Yeah, before we go delving around in there.
I got a dirty 20.
It appears to be safe. You have a great vision from up on top of the ridge. It would be hard for things to sneak up upon you here.
Short rest is good.
Yeah, I'm a little banged up.
How long are we spending here?
Short rest would be about an hour.
I thought short rests were 10 minutes.
Sometimes they're more like an hour.
I'm sorry, I broke character. I got punished for it.
Based on the screenshot from the dream, I don't think I want to punish you too much, Andreas.
All right, what? I'm going to perform the Song of Rest. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling your best. Everybody gets an extra D6.
An extra D6. That's nice. I like that.
While Andreas sings his show tunes, I'd like to turn to Phelan and nudge for a question. You, behind us in the cavern, I understood the speech with the beast, although I'm not sure how. You two seemed... we'll be speaking in low primordial, because why not? You two seem to have some kind of connection, some kind of power between the two of you. What do you know of him and your connection?
I'm not entirely sure. He was speaking to me while we were in stasis. I think it's all very, very fuzzy.
Did he offer you power, things, abilities?
He must have, because all I wanted was to be free, to not be trapped anymore. And I guess I got my request, and that arrow to the back sealed the deal. So,
But then you didn't grant his request.
I'm not 100% sure what his request was. I'm assuming he'll tell me in time.
I think he wanted freedom. It's the only thing he asked for, at least to us.
Yeah,
For the record, I agree with you that would be a very, very bad idea.
Just because he's as powerful as he thinks he is. He messed with the Fae, and we're very particular about how we keep our promises.
Perhaps literal.
Oh, he'll find his freedom someday, I imagine.
On that day, hopefully we'll be ready. The reason I ask is because I feel a similar pull in me, yet I do not know the origin or the cause. Thaddeus over there awakened me, whatever. And I had this ability to channel energy outward, so to speak. I was curious if your connection was similar to mine.
Only time will tell. We will have to keep thinking on this.
Can I, Mr. World, or excuse me, Dice Daddy, can I feel inwards, and do I feel any pull, any direction, or any closeness?
You feel that the source of your power is quite far away, but as you reach out for him, you can feel it start slowly to sort of recognize your presence and begin reaching towards you.
Perhaps it'll be closer than we hope. Dramatic pause. Continue.
So the other four of you have just like seen these two begin speaking to each other in the language used from before the world existed. You know, sort of sighs and groans and strange eldritch noises. It's probably somewhat interesting to some of you that you see these two people apparently having a conversation in that language.
So it's just two people who barely know each other, very quietly grunting at each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's rude to watch.
Do Thaddeus, Thurman, or Andre speak primordial at all, or no?
I don't think any of the rest of you speak primordial.
Oh no.
Check again, famo.
Oh, that's right, you do. I remember why you do.
Check again, because I definitely do.
And I wasn't intending to exclude anyone, but I wasn't trying to loudly grunt and gibber to the group. So
Hey, it's none of my business.
Phelan's kind of going to look at Folan with a look that says, don't say anything.
I already had mirrored that look back of, I'm not saying a word. I'm still salty about the arrow in the back thing. So your conversation in primordial of this dark entity really just has me more irritated than the natural summer state already dictates to be in anyway. After we've rested in all of that, I want to scan around and make sure that there's nothing around before we head down kind of in front of us.
What do you mean by scan around?
I want to look around and make sure, right, like that we're good before we head down.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
I got a 10, boss.
You do not see anything in your immediate area with your rolled 1. You're rolling a lot of
my
ones
pass-
today.
Yeah, my passive is much better than that.
You're
like I said,
distracted by the conversation you just overheard, and particularly the bits that Siegfried mentioned as you wander out into the darkness. But you don't see anything that appears to be coming towards your camp, so you feel fine with that.
Is there any sort of terrain features, woods, ravines, crevices, ruins between us? And is there like a giant killing field in front of us, or is there some cover?
Most places here, the area around the city continues to be a wasteland. As you look out, you can see sort of occasionally like what appears to be like a marker of some sort that's out in the field, but it's dark and you're human, so you can't see that well, even though the moon is full.
Okay.
But there is a large open space between sort of the base of the hill and the ruins of the city that you can't see much into.
Okay. Hold on.
And then the wolves attacked. Just kidding.
Well, but we might as well find out if this is the city you all have been looking for, and perhaps we'll find some interesting things, including more clothing with more fabric for me.
All right. Well,
Phelan, as you've moved through this dark, however, like obviously your clothes that you found didn't have a lot of fabric, but you haven't felt cold, even though it's nighttime, and you feel like it should be colder here than it was at home. The clothing that you found has you feeling nonetheless quite comfortable.
Oh, good to know.
now, do you think we should use our stealth to get across here? Try to sneak up on this city?
That would probably be the wiser choice, just in case there are things that we didn't see lying ahead in the dark.
All right, you guys ready? I mean, do we want to send a scouting mission ahead, or do we just want to grow as a party and not split the party up? Yep.
We should stick together.
Yep.
Especially because I rolled a 5.
Right. And I have a +8 with advantage. Why do I have advantage?
I don't know why you would have advantage on stealth right now.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Since I roll a 3.
You have got expertise in stealth. Nothing
That's
that
what
would
it
give you
is.
advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the expertise marker, not the advantage marker. All right, so you guys begin moving through the dark, picking your way carefully down the hill, sort of spread out and shuffling, relatively experienced as you move down the hills and across the open fields. Unmistakably, those of you who are wearing the medallion that Ballard gave the first 4 of you feel as you come near the city, eventually you feel as if you're passing a barrier that the other 2 don't feel.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop. Okay.
Passing into or passing out of?
Through?
How vague.
So, what I'm afraid of is that Phelan and Folan will be exposed to the psychic energies unprotected. And
Make
they're
an
not-
Arcana check, Andreas.
9.
continue.
I'm afraid that they'll be exposed to the dreamer's influence. And without the amulets, they will be more susceptible to
Does it-
damage.
One of them took mine, right? Because I don't dream. If I remember right.
Yes, I believe that's correct. We cycled it between the two of us.
But one of you is still exposed.
Uh,
So I don't remember
I
which.
think that would be me wearing it because I slept last out of the two of us.
Correct.
That sounds right.
Let me
So that would,
add it to your sheet.
Okay, so in that case, there's only one of us that actually is susceptible, more susceptible to these attacks than the rest of us, and that's Fei Lin. And I have a song that I can sing to you, Fei Lin. And it will make you feel, it will fortify your brain against the dreamers. And I know about this because we've dealt with these things on multiple occasions. But you have to give me your consent before I sing you the song.
You may sing this to me.
You're not alone, no matter who or what you've been, no matter where, no matter what the lacerate your brain. I've had my share. I can help you with the pain. You're not alone. All right. And I cast Intellect Fortress upon your brain, which gives you resistance to psychic damage, as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, which you will need.
Thank you, Andreas.
Okay.
That lasts for an hour, and it is a concentration check for or concentration spell for Andreas.
Now, do I feel anything as I pass through the barrier?
No.
Also, Faye Lynn, I'd like to let you know that I am a what I'd like to call a warcaster. You know what I'm saying? So I have advantage on my concentration rolls.
I will remember that.
All right, let's move up.
You guys move up to the wall of the city, and you can see here that this wall, as opposed to being blasted entirely, looks like various pieces of it were eaten away rapidly. It's as if it's pocked with holes, as if the stones themselves are made out of pumice.
From the blast, does it look like the blast it came towards out of the city? Is the rubble more strewn that way? Or does it look in
So-
towards the city?
This area immediately around the walls where you guys are doesn't necessarily show indications of a blast. Obviously, with the moonlight as you were moving down into the dwarf, you could see there is a large crater in the middle, where it looks like the giant rock certainly fell. But the area immediately near you looks different. It doesn't look like it's caused by the rock falling. It looks more like it was caused by some sort of strange magical effect that you have not used in your own past, Thaddeus.
We must be careful. This place is confusing and concerning of what actually happened here. Do we want to head towards the rock in the middle of the city to begin with and work our way from there, or where are we headed?
That seems like an obvious landmark to head to.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. What do you think,
What is it?
Thurman? You've been real quiet.
What did you say? I fell asleep with the whole conversation. Didn't understand what they were saying. Let's go. I'm always ready.
I look at Thurman, just like deadpan face, like, come on, man. Were you thinking about the birdies again, Thurman?
That was definitely birdies. Do you want me to show you?
Not right now. No. I think. What do you think, Thurman? Should we head towards the big stone? Do you want to
Yeah.
see the big stone? Yep, big stone.
Yes.
Yeah, big stone. We're heading towards the big stone. Thurman wants to go to the big stone.
The
There
big
might be
stone is not
birdie.
as big as me, but this is big.
Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna lift the stone?
Yeah, I will. If I have
Okay.
to.
Okay. I bet there's birdies on the stone.
I hope so.
Okay, Mr. World, we head towards the stone.
Folan, as you sort of pace the group out ahead, you hear the sounds of some group of creatures sort of grunting in one of the ruined buildings up ahead.
I will stop, throw my hand in the air in like the open palm stop position to signal to the people behind me, and I'll turn and put like my finger up over my lips, and then I'll make a gesture towards where I hear the sounds coming from.
All right, I take cover.
Siegfried moves up into position as quietly as he can.
Siegfried, everybody give me stealth checks now as you move up.
Oh, we just did this. Oh no!
Oh Christ, I got a great one. I slink right away.
You guys really
got a
need to-
0.
Roll the one.
Get some blessings. You really
Roll
need
the
some
one.
blessings.
18.
13. Oh wait, I have disadvantage because I'm wearing armor.
Why are you wearing armor, Thurman?
Because, well, I wanted my armor class to be up. I forgot to take it off, so
I didn't know that you had armor to wear.
I have half plate.
I thought you took all your clothes off in the last episode.
I had no idea you had half plate.
Yeah, wasn't his loincloth shaved short or something?
You are right.
So-
You are wearing half plate.
So I really think like Thurman is just covered head
off.
to toe except for his pelvis region in armor now, and all that's there is loincloth. Otherwise, it's like almost full plate.
It's the equivalent
That's
of
why
half
it's
plate.
half plate.
Yeah, it's like it only like covers my like shoulders.
It doesn't cover his crotch.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't cover.
He's
my
got plate
crotch.
mail except for his
I've got a
crotch.
loincloth. Yeah, exactly.
So you're telling me
That's why
Thurman
it's
is wearing
only
the
half
equivalent
plate.
of chaps. Armor chaps. That's what Thurman is wearing.
No,
Yes.
like literally a loincloth. Yeah, well, I don't know if your butt. No,
But he has half plate on too.
my butt. Yeah, right. But it's exposed. Like it's not full. It's like it doesn't cover my entire body.
That's my weak point, but also my strong point.
That's right.
Well, you guys move up to the side of this building. Inside, you guys can see sort of shuffling around 8 of the ugliest creatures you have ever seen. 2 of which are wearing what appears to be similar armor amounts to what Thurman is wearing, but it's just like basic sort of metal. These things look like strange mutated humans, and they give off a wicked stench. Even if you hadn't heard them, as you move closer to the building, the smell of these things is unmistakable.
Do we see them now or just smell them?
You just smell them, and the stealthier of you who are willing to risk a look, like Andreas and Folan, can look over and you see that there's 8 of them.
8 of them?
Are they well, like, clumped together or kind of spread out?
They're sort of spread out entirely inside of this building.
Do they... You said they're like grunting and clicking. Is that the kind of noises you said they're making?
Yeah, they're sort of croaking, more than grunting.
Okay. And
they have like ridges along the top of their skull, down their back, and out through a long tail. And you can see they have sort of wicked claws and fanged mouths.
Okay.
Are
Toothy
they
maws, etc.
beasts? Are they beastie types?
No.
No.
They look like mutated humanoids.
Oh.
Yeah, you could say they look like mutated humanoids.
And how are they sort of positioned? Do they appear to be like reactive to sound only, or are they kind of moving about freely around the area that they're in?
They're sort of like lounging around in this building. It is nighttime where you are.
So like relaxing.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. And they smell like death and carnage. Great.
I wouldn't say they smell like that so much as they smell just terribly.
Yeah, well, death and carnage smells terrible. It's a good equation. Tactically speaking, they are at the advantage. And well, we do have the jump on the sneak on them, but
Are they inside of the building?
Yes.
yeah.
And is there any access points?
Yep, doors, windows.
Okay, so we could conceivably get on the outside of the building and like throw a napalm inside of there.
What's a napalm?
Well, you know what I mean.
None of you have such an implement.
Is there only
Wow.
one entrance or exit as far as a doorway on a first? Yeah, or a well-placed fireball?
There's multiple windows. Andreas, as you look around, you think this place, it might have been an inn once.
Oh, what a shame.
I mean, do we want to see if they're friendly or assume they're hostile?
Assume.
Phelan.
I'm assuming on this one.
In the entire time that we spent in this terrible place, not one thing other than these gentlemen have been anything but terrible. So I would assume hostility always.
You guys talking out loud?
Whispering.
Or whispering.
Super whispering. All right. I say Phelan, hit him with the fireball, and we go from there. They're clumped up. Just crush them. But we can't. We're refugees.
So I'm going to sneak up to the closest open window or door, and I'd like to cast Fireball at this group of things.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything during a surprise round, or is that your guys' thing?
I would like to move myself into a good position to take care of whatever the fireball doesn't. And ready an action.
Yeah, already action too.
Already in action too.
Yeah, I got my
Readying
dagger.
actions during surprise rounds doesn't do much for you, but
Well, I guess I'll. I mean, are we gonna attack?
I got. Oh hell yeah, we're attacking.
All right. Well, I'm going in. I'm
we
running.
rush?
I'm raging, throwing my shield.
We're gonna
Okay,
let
but-
Phelan blast them, and then we just go in.
Can we?
Alright.
Can we?
So we're
surprise
going into
round
the
rush
first round.
I'm
after the
holding
fireball?
back.
They have the surprised condition. I need to restart this so that because they didn't roll initiative for you guys.
I'm gonna throw a dagger.
I will wait until the first attack and then go in before all the blasting.
I assume that a lot of you would wait.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for Phelan to blast them,
And then go in.
and then go in guns blazing.
Bad guys. Start. Phelan rolled the highest.
I'll rage though. How about that?
Nope. So you guys are starting the combat. They are all surprised condition. Phelan goes first.
Okay.
Since you guys are just
So-
like waiting, I just auto rolled it, guys. You don't need to push
Oh, okay.
initiative buttons.
Okay, so fireball is a dexterity saving throw,
Mm-hmm.
and
How much damage do you roll, ma'am?
27.
You're not going to believe this, but all of these surprised creatures failed their saves.
Yes.
And all but 2 of them begin screaming in agony as they fall to the ground. Their cries sort of piercing the night along with the noise from the fireball exploding in the building and sort of causing the unstable stone building to begin to shake. But Andreas goes next.
I'm going to very skillfully throw my dagger at one.
You see 2 of the larger creatures sort of turn and begin reaching for a great club. Your dagger did not hit.
Yeah.
That one turns and seeing your head sort of, following the dagger that you threw, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as it spits a line of some sort of spittle straight at your face as it runs towards you, grabbing a giant club almost as tall as it is as it comes.
Okay. Ooh. Spittle.
You will take max of 18 acid damage.
Okay. Oh, my face.
And
Not
the
the
other
face.
one then will spray its acid at the Eladrin that threw fire through another window. And I need Phelan to make a dexterity saving throw.
$14.
Phelan is able to duck out of the way a little bit better and will take 4 acid damage before her twin Phelan reacts.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the thing that I'm good at doing. 27 to hit the closest. All right, and then he'll take 10 damage.
Siegfried.
The closest one is how far?
They are both in the middle of the room inside of the building. They just spit acid at the window folks.
Very rude. They're within 30 feet?
Yes.
All right. So make sure I can move up. Well, the sword will appear and we'll cast the Hexblade's Curse with the closest one. The jagged ruin
You're
appearing.
going to use your Hexblade's Curse?
Bonus action, yes.
Okay.
We're going to kill it. It's going to die. We'll run up. We'll take a swipe for 15. 15.
Hits.
15 hits. 2d6 plus 8. So that's 13 damage. Oh, and the booming blade. So another d8. Ah, another 4. So 19?
19. Brings us to Thaddeus.
Both of them are still up. The one Siegfried hit is still up.
Yep.
I will Sacred Flame that one. Dex 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Passed.
Okay, I flick it off then. And I'm done.
Thurman.
Ow! Stop attacking my friends! Ow! I run up and, well, not run. I go up to him and start flinging my axes at him. Do they look really hurt?
One of them does.
Mm,
One of them's got an arrow sticking out of them. They're both pretty severely burned. They're screaming in pain.
all right.
And frankly, it smells terrible.
I'm just gonna hit him. I'm not going into rage. Ow! You're so scrawny. I'm not going to get so mad at you. Ow! All right, first 25.
Hits.
12 points of damage.
That one goes down.
Next one. 23.
Hits.
Ow! Ah, you die, you stupid smelly monsters. Ow! It's, 6 damage.
Okay.
And my bonus hand axe and nader. Ow! Ah, take that! 26.
Hits. Is that
Ow.
326s that you rolled?
5 points of damage, you. Damage, you. Ow!
Bringing us then to Phelan.
Okay, so I'm kind of annoyed that one of them is still alive, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast at it. 23 to hit.
Hits.
5 damage.
You should have 2 Eldritch Blasts, right?
She is. Yeah, she does.
Oh, all right. And another 4 damage then.
Did you hit with the second one?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. Nat 20.
All right. So now we did 4 plus. So you had 14. Look at you.
I got you, girl.
Thank you.
And
I
then
obviously
it
know
is
how to warlock.
Andreas's turn.
All right. Is my face sloughing off?
It is burning in acid. Definitely.
I scream, "My face! My face!" And I'm going to do a healing word on my face. All right. I put my face back together with 8 points of healing. And then I move behind the big boys.
So you just duck out of the window, basically.
I
'cause
duck
they're in
out of
the
there a
building.
little bit.
Yeah, they're in the building. So
Yeah, I'm going to duck back a little bit. I think we got this under control.
okay, the one will attack the loudest one. He will first attempt to bite Thurman, getting a 11, and then he takes his club and tries to bash his head in twice. First of which is a 17, and the second of which is a 10. Neither of which hits Thurman in his half plate armor.
Nope. That might drop my shield, so it's only at 16.
You dropped your shield, so you are hit by a great club. To which you will take 7 bludgeoning damage before Folin goes.
It's me then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 18 to hit.
Hits. And your arrow just hits him right in the side of the head, and he slumps to the ground. And the sound and stench of these things, the stench does not diminish in their death, but the sound mercifully ceases as they quit screaming and
But they're dead now.
Yep.
All right.
More monsters slain.
Hop in the window and pull my arrow out of its head.
Normally I'd
Quiver.
search the bodies, but I don't want to get too close to that smell.
Well, I think I'm going to take a look around here because from what I can tell, this used to be a tavern. And I can tell you what, I bet you there's an old bottle underneath the old bar. Watch this. I'm going to get one. All right, I'm going to go in. Okay, I'm going to start looking around. Oh, my God. Is there any smokes? Is there any smokables? Is there any drinks? Any alcohol? Any bottles, Mr. Dice Daddy?
What'd you roll?
I didn't roll.
Should probably do that then.
You may do an investigation.
That sounds to me like an investigation.
Oh, not that good at investigation. 15.
You find sort of a secret compartment underneath the bar, and you go down and you find several glass bottles that have a liquid in. But as you sort of lift the cork in exultation, your nose is met by just the smell of wine that has gone to vinegar.
You see the saddest face that Andreas has ever made in his entire career as a Dungeons and Dragons character happen. If I could get on my Hero Forge right now, that face
Turn
would
that
be
frown upside down.
It would look so sad. Yes.
I'm going to check the smelly bodies. Wow.
Well, at least I got some vinegar in case we have some lettuce or something. Or kohlrabi. I heard they grow some pretty good kohlrabi around here.
I rolled an 11 investigation on the bodies.
Thurman, on each of the big ones, you find a pair of strange...
Braces?
No, they're not exactly gemstones. You're familiar with gemstones, but these are closer to gemstones than rocks. As you lift them out, they're sort of a smoky white crystal. But inside of them, you can see something that is sort of faintly glowing.
So pretty. Look at this. Look what I found.
And I hold it up to my eyeball, looking through it.
Wow. So many colors. Ah.
There's no colors. It's just the one sort of white color inside there. But briefly, you're reminded of the energy that was leaving the Unsevered as you killed them before, as you look inside the gem.
Thaddeus, what do you make of this? Or Fallen, look. Look what I found. The pretty light inside this.
I'd like to take a look at those. See a little closer look. May I see them, Thurman?
Here. Open your little arms and hands. I will hand them to you.
Phelan's gonna give you a look, but hold out her hand for the stones.
Here you go.
Okay. Phelan, what do you do with the stones?
I'm just gonna kind of turn them over in my hand, examining them, trying to just see what's so special about them.
Okay. Do you have any sort of jewel crafting proficiency, or because you haven't seen the energy that Terminator has seen that would remind him inside the gem? You have not seen that phenomenon occur.
Nope, I like looking at rocks. They're pretty.
Do you see that light in there? Do you see it?
Is it normal for rocks to glow like that?
I've seen pretty rocks before, but not like this. Look at my hand axes. They're made of the metals from precious stones and metals. But I have not seen that before. But they do glow when you hold them out to the light like this. Look at that. It's shiny. And then you get the blood on it from the puny enemies you crush. And it's so pretty, but not pretty like this.
They are very pretty, Thurman.
So, I mean, do I notice something that nobody else sees, or can we share them around and see if anybody else sees the light?
Phelan would not have recognized that light, having not experienced the phenomenon, but nobody else has been shown the stones up close yet. So, if you want to share them around, then Andreas and Siegfried and Thaddeus would also recognize the energy that appears to be trapped inside these gems.
Do you guys see this? I'm not crazy. Look. What is it? It's like the sun is trapped in there. How did it get in there?
If I'm remembering right, wasn't that like wispy white stuff? Didn't that go into the ground when we killed the unsevered?
It may have gone into the ground. One way or another, it disappeared.
And so it seems like it's trapped in this crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Were these found on the bodies or in the bodies?
On the bodies. Like they had them in little pouches.
Were they... Is this like a control stone for the souls of the people that were here, but we blew up? Curious.
These creatures weren't unsevered, right?
No. They were scalier and spikier by far than the Kalashtar you've seen.
Are they like scalier and spikier Kalashtar? Or
They
like
didn't
something?
bear very much They don't bear very much resemblance at
Okay.
all to Kalashtar as you look down at their bodies.
Okay.
I wonder if they're considered unsevered or if they're. Okay, so the unsevered used to be the normal people, and they were connected with this darkness, but these are not the people that used to be here, or some sort of more degenerated form of them.
So these used to be people?
Yeah. Do you remember when I was telling you about the the crafters, the dreamers, the severed, and the unsevered. So the whole population just used to be population. And then the dreamers came, and then the population had to sever themselves from the dreamers. And so they call the ones that are still connected to the darkness the unsevered. And so we're working with the severed. That's Ballard. But these have some small resemblance to the unsevered, but more primal and animalistic, it seems. And without the psychic attacks.
You think they're corrupted ones? Maybe the stones have stolen what has made them unsevered?
I don't know. We passed through some sort of barrier to get into this joint. And somehow, maybe that has some effect on things.
I think we should hold on to these and bring these to Balin.
You mean Ballard?
Ballard. Balin. Ballard.
Ballard. Come on,
Right.
he's like practically royalty.
Yes, but don't remember to tell them to give up, Andreas.
No. Don't ever say to him, if you can't beat him, join him. Don't tell him to throw in the towel.
Thaddeus looks at you expressionless, like no shit, Sherlock.
Sometimes you don't want the corner to save you. Speaking of which, saving ourselves, Mr. World, I would be highly surprised. Dice Daddy, pardon me. I'd be highly surprised to see an intact ship in the harbor.
Well, you're not very near the harbor right now.
I bust out my magnifying glass.
There are still ruins of buildings. This was quite a large port city, so between seeing where you are in the harbor is not possible.
Okay.
If we've investigated the bodies in the area, let us move on to the stone.
Yes, please. The smell is bringing back unfortunate memories.
I show everybody the bottles of vinegar that I thought were wine.
Well, at least we can make a salad later.
A nice salad with some spring greens would be delightful, actually.
Do the stone.
Folan, shortly after you guys lead the group out of the building, you hear the sound of pounding footprints running through the town. It's at least a dozen footprints, making no effort to be silent as they run towards you.
Hearing these footprints, does it give us enough time for me to signal everybody in the group to hide? Like to stealth into the building or around the buildings that we're near?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do some Navy SEALs hand signs again to indicate that there are loud pounding footprints, and I will take perch on the closest roof myself with a terrible fucking stealth of 16.
I'm going for cover.
You should hide, friends. Yeah, I'll signal take cover. Some hand signs that signal 12 footprints or 12 footsteps running, yada yada jazz. Relaying information, silently relaying information.
Siegfried will not hide.
Yep.
When,
Thurman rolls a 10.
so, Folan signals to hide and signals the direction, right? So I'm going to walk out And the moment I'm going to ready a spell, the moment we see a creature, I'm going to cast a spell with the sword out.
So you see, obviously you see one, and these creatures are strange. They're sort of misshapen and gray, with unnaturally sort of large mouths and long limbs and sort of wispy hair. If they were Kalashtar once, they no longer bear any resemblance to like the tall, thin, and powerfully built creatures. These are sort of misshapen, and like their arms are longer, and they appear to be covered in some sort of soft, downy fur. And as you look out because you have dark vision, right, Siegfried?
120 feet of pure vision, my friend.
Yeah, you see that their eye sockets appear to be empty, but you do see the first of dozens of these things come running through the town towards you.
I'll lift up the visor of the helmet ever so slightly, and black mist will start pouring out, and I will cast darkness on my face. So we got a 15-foot radius sphere for me of pure black.
Thurman attempts to hide, but then he laughs. And says, I'm joking. He puts like a little crushed end table on his head. That was over in the corner, and he's like standing there, crouched at like 5 feet high. And he's like, I'm just joking. Here I come. I go stand up next to Siegfried.
So you willingly walk into the darkness where you can't see anything?
Don't walk into the darkness.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. I'll walk where the darkness isn't.
Thurman, you hear very low, come and die.
Okay.
And you back off.
Okay.
Mr. Dice Daddy,
I thought it was in front of him.
I'm assuming that I can see in his darkness, correct?
So that is magical darkness.
Which I have the dark spell.
You have the what?
I also have the darkness spell.
So that doesn't allow you to automatically see in his darkness. But if you had like the warlock ability that allows you to see through magical darkness, it would.
Like Eyes of the Dark?
Yeah.
Devil sight.
Yeah.
Devil sight.
Okay.
Let me look at your sheet quick because I forgot what kind of source you are until just now. So let me look.
She is.
She is a shadow sorcerer. And so I think shadow sorcerers can see in magical darkness, but I am double checking.
I have Eyes of the Dark says you can see through the darkness created by the darkness spell.
There you go. So you can see through it.
That's pretty exact, isn't it?
That is pretty exactly a point on.
So
you can see through your own if you use sorcery points to do it, is what it says. So you cannot see through his because you have not cast it using your sorcery points.
So if I cast it, would he be able to see through mine?
Yes, because his is worded differently.
Interesting. I think I should cast that from now on.
I don't know if that's the best use of your sorcery points, but that is up to you.
I'm not going to do it now.
It'd be clutch on a flank, but right now we're in the open, so it's fine.
You're like in the streets of the ruins.
So are these thingies?
Several of you have ducked into buildings. They're running, sort of roaring and grunting through the streets as they flee at it. As they run right towards Siegfried and Thurman in the middle of the streets. But everybody's aware of each other. Auto roll an initiative. It's fun. Folan will react quickest, as she was able to perceive them and sort of sensed where they were, and also beat them all on the initiative roll.
So I guess I'm just gonna shoot shit because that's what I'm really good at. Maybe I'm not good at things today. That's a 12. Does a 12 hit?
You do hit one.
Oh, fantastic. I like this. Like this. For some damage.
Your arrow causes one to stumble, but you see it continue to press forward.
No. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna add a extra D8 force damage as I use my bonus action to mark that beforehand. I just didn't do it because it's
Oh,
special.
you just went back in time?
Yeah.
Where's going back in time on your character sheet?
Yeah, it's there. I'm doing the thing. I would have done it first normally, but I'm kind of surprised I wasn't ready to go first. We didn't roll initiative. All right, so 17 total damage.
Okay, so that one drops.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you guys see, as I said, dozens come rushing down the streets, getting closer to you. The next person in your team to act is Phelan.
I'm going to cast Fireball at the group of them.
You blast a big hole in them. But there are ever more rushing towards you.
Interesting.
Next is Siegfried.
How far away are they?
They're getting ever closer to you. You were able to see them out at 120 feet. But you can see that they're pressing on you from sort of all sides of the city, but not coming from the center of the city.
So we should probably... The black orb of nothingness you see will move towards the center. I'll try to... If I can be in between them and my friends, I will, but I'll try to move closer to the city. And I'll throw an Eldritch Blast at the Horde to slow some down. 2 of them. Do I? I probably won't get advantage on range attacks coming out of this, I assume. Yeah, that's fine. One's a 1, but 1 is a 14.
All right, 14 hits.
There's dogs coming in. 10 damage.
Okay. You cause one to stumble, and then he just sort of crawls and then gets back up to his feet and continues shambling towards you. Andreas.
Okay, Dice Daddy. It's a street. They're coming down a street towards us.
They're coming down maybe every street towards you.
Okay, but they're coming through, like, there's buildings on either side of the street.
Yep.
So the buildings
They're pouring
are all...
out of alleys and streets as they come towards you.
Okay, I am going to, with my great canny thinking, I'm going to cast Shatter upon one of the buildings, upper structure a la Warhammer 40,000 Ruined City, and drop a big old slab of
Okay,
the
make an
building.
Arcana check to shape your spell the way you're describing.
Have a charisma instead. I can persuade the spell.
That is not how that works. You're trying to skillfully use a spell for a specific
song.
purpose.
I start saying, "Thunder! Oh, thunder! You've been thunderstruck." All right, here it goes. Arcana 13.
You blow out the front wall of a building, and you see the building sort of slump and crash and block off that street briefly, crushing several of the creatures underneath it.
Cool. And I look at I look really proud of myself all of a sudden.
That is.
Wait.
You're not done?
And then I scream out to my man Siegfried, who's making his epic last stand in order to save us. I appreciate it. And I say, take it to the limit. Thanks, Siegfried, for saving us.
Do you have to see me?
I know where you're at when the black
You
nimbus.
have to see him.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That you can hear. That can hear you.
okay, perfect. All right. Then he hears you. He's inspired by the sound of your voice.
All right,
All
there you
right.
go. The inspiration 1d8. All right, that's the end of my turn.
You're the best around.
Now it's Thaddeus.
Okay, so there's a shit ton of these creatures running towards us
Mm-hmm.
from all different ways.
Mm-hmm.
How big is the street? How wide?
Well, that's a decent medieval village-sized street, probably about 40-ish feet across.
40-ish feet. So spirit guardians can almost cover the whole thing. Yeah. Good. Now, so the blackish orb of doom, that kind of has a center of it, more or less. Okay, I want to get in the blackish orb of doom a little bit behind the center.
So
Away
once you
from-
step into it, you actually can't see.
Yeah,
So your
but
ability to walk towards the center is
well,
diminished.
okay, but I have a straight direction and I know a rough estimate of
You can walk until you run into Siegfried. Yes.
I'll hold you, friend.
Hold me close, don't let me go.
Feel some real cold hands on your shoulders.
Ooh, I shiver. And then so I can run into Siegfried. Are you allowing me to
Yeah.
do that? Okay.
Yep.
Smack into Siegfried's spirit guardian.
You can definitely move close enough to him that he can reach out and stop you, because you guys are a team.
Yep.
And you're provoking an attack of opportunity for him.
Yep.
What?
Well, because
That's-
you would be like leaving his square next to him, and then he's like, "Aha! I'll stop him. He's leaving. Don't want him to do that."
Yeah, so you're going to use your attack of opportunity to grab me and hold me close as I cast Spirit Guardians and say, "Come to me."
Several more of these creatures come running and sort of clambering over the ruins of that building as it's Terminator's turn.
Ow! Terminator sees Andreas. He likes this game, so I like this game. I will smash walls too. Ow! Is there anything next to me? Are there any creatures next to me yet?
No,
Anything?
but there are dozens. Obviously, the fireball killed a bunch, but what the fireball killed is sort of being replaced as more of these things are sort of screaming as they run at you.
All right, I'm good. I'll rage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll attempt the building. Is it crumbling enough to like I can push stuff over like piles of stone and brick?
No, so they're not so much crumbling as they're solid buildings that look like they're made out of pumice.
All right, I'll just start wailing on a wall and trying to break it down like Andres did. Ow! God damn you wall! Ow!
Thurman, break down a wall so it blocks them and puts it towards the Roomba
All right,
of
I
Doom.
run at the wall as hard as I can and drive my shoulder into it. And with my shield, and I can't have a shield.
Hurts. Folan.
I'm gonna keep moving. Since I'm already like on rooftops, does that mean acrobatics to move from rooftop to rooftop?
It would be athletics to jump from rooftop to rooftop.
Athletics. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. I have a negative to athletics, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm not.
So you know you're not a great jumper before you decide to do that. You know your own limitations.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be in athletics, is why that was my plan of action. So I guess I'm getting down and just moving, because that's really all I can do. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. After Folin. The next person is Phelan, if I recall correctly.
I guess I'm just gonna run like everyone else is. There's not much I can do unless there's some water around. Is there any water around?
Not near where you are, no.
All right, yeah. And I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run.
Well, the creatures continue to swarm after you, Siegfried.
Are all my friends behind me? And Thaddeus and I are the closest to the horde.
So 2 of them have moved, dashed. None of the rest of them have.
So
Ow.
we're inside. Well, I'm inside that structure, right? So I've got some
like
strategic.
he went into a building and tried to smash the wall down so it would
Yeah.
fall, just like Andreas did.
Right. So I'm just outside where they are, outside the doorway or wherever it is, the entranceway of that building, and then right.
Yep. So Siegfried, you know that Thurman is not coming.
All right, well,
He's in the building, as far as you know.
I'll guide Thaddeus to cover Thurman with the spirit guardians. Thurman, to the center, Thurman, flee! I'll throw another couple Eldritch blasts at the horde and try to take one of them out. 17, and a 23.
Those hit.
Dude.
But once again, the Eldritch blasting a horde is not probably going to be your primary source of savior, of being safe here.
That's all I got.
Andreas.
How many dozens? Like 100?
Easily.
100?
And
Like
there
8
seem
dozen?
to be more and more coming.
Okay.
You're uncertain where they've been pouring out. You do notice as you look out at them, they're very dark complected, so it would have been hard to see them from far away if they had been out before. Almost as if like they have advantage on stealth checks in rocky terrain.
How far are we from the barrier?
What do you mean, the wall? Or like the psychic barrier?
The psychic barrier.
They're coming from that direction as well.
Oh, so they're coming from behind us, too. We're surrounded.
Except for from the center of the town where the rock fell.
That's where we need to go. We got to get out of here. There's too many. I don't want to make this my last stand. We got to get to the center. And the path to the center, you say they're not coming from that direction.
Correct.
Okay. I am going to make a tactical withdrawal. I'm not going to fully start running. Not yet. And I start going back. And as I'm going back, I say, Thurman, take it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. And I give you a bardic inspiration. And I start withdrawing my ass out of there.
Thaddeus.
I will just keep moving in the darkness, the dark orb of, Roomba-ness, the death Roomba, basically. And so we see hundreds of them, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. More and more as each second progresses.
So, you remember that time I asked you if I could summon bagpipes?
Remember the time I said that you have nothing that would allow you to do such a thing?
The gatekeeper loves bagpipes, and he should let me do it at least once a month.
We're going to
Just-
hold a democratic election in which no.
That was not democratic at all.
Come
Just
on.
want to throw
This,
that out
this
there.
is perfect.
Dungeon
Let me
Max or college election.
let me play the bagpipes to lure the enemies into the death
You-
Roomba.
That's
You
what they're
had bagpipes, and the captain of Raxi's prize
No,
threw
it
them
wasn't.
over the side.
No.
That's an
No.
insult.
Objection.
Was
it
it the
was
first
not the
mate?
captain. It was the first mate. Therefore, Dice Daddy was wrong. Give me my fucking bagpipes. Case
They're-
thrown out. Case
They're
dismissed,
gone.
sir.
They're gone.
Those were
The first mate-
an item that was crafted with love and care.
That was an item crafted by the gatekeeper himself. It was an ancient relic of our order. Therefore,
You
it will
should have
return.
swam after it to recover it.
It,
That's what I'm hearing.
no.
Your god is mad at you, and Spirit Guardians isn't working?
Fuck your shit.
I'm just kidding. Continue.
Wow. Okay. Then I will literally just. I don't have any AoE spells. So...
You have Spirit Guardians. You're fine. I was kidding
yeah.
about
No, I know.
that.
I know. So I will just do a sacred flame into the horde, and
Okay.
hopefully, since they are so packed together, they can't really save out of it.
Are you? So you're only moving 30 feet?
Well,
Because you got to
Siegfried only moved
Yeah, you-
30 feet, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
also, Thurman hasn't moved at all.
Yeah, well, basically, I'm wrapping, my arms around Siegfried and holding on to him lovingly and caressing him to make sure I don't lose him and exit the death orb Roomba and then get swarmed.
Thurman, you see several of these creatures begin swarming the glowing shovels that are smacking out around the orb of darkness and begin killing those creatures. But they
can I
seem to
cast
attracted
Sacred
to the
Flame,
glowy
sir?
sign. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, you hit one, it kills.
Cool. That's all I care about. I want to kill something.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so I do listen to everybody, and I'm like Andreas. I think Andreas trying. I'm trying to save him, and I hear these guys shouting at me, so I run towards them. As far as I can, right? Are there any creatures around me?
They notices you running, but you are able to move dash before they react to you.
Yeah, because like I was standing at that entranceway, right?
And,
at the edge of the darkness, wasn't I? Or have they moved away from me? The guy, Thaddeus and Siegfried. Are they moving? Or they're at the stone?
So they're not near the middle of the city. Everybody else has run, but Thaddeus and Siegfried appear to be sort of waiting for you.
Okay, so I'm walking towards them. How far can I go with walking? You said I have to move dash.
You don't have to. You can if you want. You could move up to attack some creatures if you'd rather.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to move up into as far as I can into the spirit
You
guardians.
can.
In the darkness.
You can just run into the middle of the darkness. Yes.
But not. Can I? How about the edge of it and be in it, but on the edge of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then if I can hit anything while I'm in it,
You can't see anything.
well, I'll just be swinging wildly.
Okay.
Ow, ow, ow.
Siegfried moving Thaddeus out of the way, not get hit by axes.
Well, I think I'm not towards the middle. I'm on the edge, but
You push down on my head at the last second as I feel the axe go over where my head just was.
so here's one hit. Ow. An 11. Does it hit anything?
No, you're just swinging through the darkness.
All right, and then
It's a
21?
15-foot darkness that you barely walked into the middle of.
That's right.
And the spirit guardians are, for as long as they are up, sufficiently tearing apart these things as they fling themselves.
That's what I'm
afterwards.
saying. I'm trying to reach out of the edge where I know the edge is of the darkness and the spirit guardians, like where they would be, like what's not getting them, unless they're just being annihilated and they're not even close
Yeah.
to it.
Okay.
They're mostly just being annihilated. These
Okay.
things do not have that many hit points, but there are a lot of them, and that's just a lot of dice to face if that's what
Okay.
you decide to do.
Right. All right. Well then, yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
So I'm in the darkness, but swinging at nothing.
Folan.
I'm continuing to move very quickly towards the big rock in the middle.
Folan, you are certainly the fastest, and you can see up ahead that the rock has sort of split, and you can see a door that's sort of gaping as if it's broken that would allow you to get into the structure.
Yeah, I'm running towards that.
Next is Phelan.
Okay, so about how far away are we from the rock right now?
Probably about 600 feet.
Oofed. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dash, and then use my bonus action to phase step, getting me about 90 feet closer to that rock.
Okay. You are now out in the lead ahead of your sister, but it is Siegfried's turn.
We're gonna keep death row rooming and move
Move us into the
towards-
middle of them.
We'll try to bring Thurman with us if we can. I'll put my hand on him and Thaddeus so we can move together and
What about
block the street with the death Roomba and move back towards the center.
Andreas?
Okay, I'm sitting here watching the Death Roomba doing some magic. We're working our way back. I see Folan and Phelan have accelerated their retreat. Okay. Does it look like there's any of these guys that are trying to flank around and cut off our good warriors there in the front?
They are fleeing and sort of swarming right towards you guys. The two and sort of getting ahead of things, but nothing is surviving through these spirit guardians.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to basically just continue my tactical, very classy withdrawal towards the stone and the big crack in it.
All right, the elves continue to race ahead as they reach up. They eventually reach the door, and they have several rounds of examining this, and they see once again the panels similar to those that were in the complex that they were found in. To but Phelan and Folan haven't actually interacted with these panels before, but they're sort of just like a hard, not quite metal and not quite stone sort of panel that has written in them language that you don't understand, and that you remember. Basically, you guys had to have Thurman force open the doors as you've moved through these.
Is there a place around here that we could make safe for our friends to get to where we are, away from this horde of obnoxious, ghosty things?
So you move in, and this is a room that is open, and you can see that it's definitely very much tilted on its side. As you walk, you can sort of feel your ankles turn as you slide like down a wall. You see the floor is sort of diagonal to your right, and the door is sort of slanted. But you could certainly move into the building if that is all that you wanted to do.
I cannot see through the big black ball of death Roomba to the other side of them, so that's really all I can do.
You just
So,
hear
yeah,
a bunch of like shovels banging on flesh.
And people screaming at Thurman to run towards or move towards him.
And so, Phelan, you and Folan have a couple rounds as the Death Roomba and Andreas sort of move towards you guys, being led by Siegfried, who obviously can see out of his darkness with his devil's sight.
So, is there anything in this room now that we're inside the big rock that we can use to barricade the door once our companions make it to us?
No, but the door looks like it would work if you could figure out how to shut it.
Well, I'm gonna start looking around and seeing if I can figure out how that damn door works then. Maybe I can intimidate it. Can I intimidate the door into working?
You can try. Little percussive maintenance as you smash the panel with your fist.
I got 16.
You punch the panel and it doesn't seem to do anything. Though you do hear something sort of like rattle around inside it. Folan.
I am waiting for the rest of the group to get here, so nothing until they are safely here.
Phelan.
I'm still trying to figure out if there's anything I can do. Can I? What happens if I just touch it?
It feels smooth underneath your hand.
So it's just flat. It's not like buttons or anything like that.
Nope. It is. There's writing on it, and you can feel the writing, but there's not any buttons. Folan. You see the Death Roomba getting closer.
How close? How far away is it?
So you guys were moving about twice as fast as they were. So they are probably about 200 feet away now.
Holy shit. Okay. And they're moving fast enough that they're not in immediate danger. Right?
Everything that you have seen fling themselves against the spinning, shiny shovels of the Gravekeeper has died.
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
Fuck. I'm gonna ask Phelan if she thinks it maybe might be some sort of portal.
I think, like most of what those bastards did to us, this has something to do with the mind or magic.
Yes, but do you think that it is some sort of portal that allows you to travel? Like this giant stone in the center of town here?
So this giant stone, Folan, is like the size of a football field wide.
Right.
Like there's an entire complex inside it.
Is it a giant stone or a crashed spaceship?
The boys can probably guess that when they get there, it will remind them very distinctly of a place they spent about a week and a half at once.
Can I think at it really hard? Like, just will it to work?
You can try, but you do not have the requisite abilities to use this door the way that it is. Like, while the panel is intact, there's nothing that you can do to access the mechanism. 'Cause
While
you
the
are
panel
not-
is intact, you say.
So what I should do is, attack the panel.
I was just gonna say, smash the panel is what I'm fucking hearing, right? That's what you said?
The panel is not an ally of the spirit guardians.
it also is not a creature, so it's not affected.
All right, so 28 to hit the panel.
Because Phelan did hear the mechanism sort of rattle inside when she punched it. It hurt her hand. It was very hard, but...
It did. I am gonna.
What are you hitting the panel with, Phelan?
I'm shooting one of my arrows at it.
Arrows don't have a whole lot of heft. You definitely scratch it, but...
I could have gotten out a short sword and hit it with the butt of it to damage it the least.
Phelan!
I would like to hit it with my mage hand, please.
So Mage Hand can't press through things, but... and it also isn't very strong in terms of the weight that it can bear.
Fine. Can I hit it with the butt of my crossbow?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit it with the butt of my crossbow. An 18 to hit.
All right, you hit a panel.
Look, just making sure I have good aim. I don't know, like 9.
Okay. you smack the butt on the panel, and the boys continue rushing towards you guys now, because they can concentrate and move dash. So now they're 140 away. Fallen.
Did the panel pop open? Anything? No.
It did not pop open, but there's a scratch in it where she hit it with.
Like it didn't dislodge or move or crumple in from like the.
It's scratched.
Okay.
It has more. It has more hardness than Phelan did damage.
Okay. This is obnoxiously inconvenient at this time, actually.
Is it like there's an environmental threat and some skill problem-solving challenges for you to solve?
No, it's like our rest of our party is 200 feet away, and this is obnoxious. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm not doing anything until anybody else gets here.
Phelan.
I'm gonna keep hitting it with the butt of my crossbow.
Just in the middle of it, over and over again?
No, probably just, I'm just gonna continue to hit it all over it until it yields.
Okay, roll your attack.
Okay, that was a nat 20.
Okay, so this time you hit it sort of at an angle, and you hit it like at the top as you swing down just in frustration, and you catch it just right, and you dislodge it a bit, so that like now it's sort of off kilter, and you can see that behind the panel there is like you can see the panel is sort of able to be moved from the wall, and now there's maybe something that you could lever to get the panel open.
Okay. Like
Boys
with a
are 80
crowbar.
Boys are 80 feet away. Folan.
you did get it open. You said we could lever it open. What kind of check would you want to try to wedge something into slide
That
it
would
open?
be a strength check if you had the type of implement necessary to like stick inside of something.
Well, I mean, lots of implements can be stuck inside things.
Correct.
I'm not carrying a crowbar, if that's what you're indicating. But I do have, things that could be used to stuck up under it, like the, end of my bow or something. So I guess in that regard, I'm waiting still. What the fuck else is there to do? Nothing.
Oh, Phelan.
Okay, I'd like to look around and see if there's anything that I can use to open this.
I'm pretty certain someone gave you a dagger at some point.
Okay, I'm gonna use my dagger then to
Give me a strength check to pry the panel open.
Oh, that's not gonna be good. 11. Not as bad as I expected. So I got an 11.
You sort of pull down and try to use your weight to pull this panel, but the dagger doesn't give you quite enough leverage as the boys then reach the door.
Boys.
Start of the round is Folan the Flash.
Boys, open this. Open this for me.
This looks like one of the ones that I thought we would just concentrate our brains and make it open. Am I thinking correctly?
Andreas, you notice that she has sort of dislodged the panel a little bit, but her dagger is, she's like pulling on it with her dagger, trying to get the panel the rest of the way open.
I'm like, wait a minute. All right, everybody get inside. And I use my mental...
You're not first. Folan is. You're just there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna defer. Hearing that from Andres.
After Folan, it is Phelan next.
I'm going to defer and look helplessly at the boys and say, "Please help me."
Next is Siegfried.
So we're at the door, or are we inside?
You're at the door.
All right.
Are the creatures following us still?
Yes. They still... Thaddeus's spirit guardians, but that won't last forever.
So the smoke will recede back into the helmet and close the visor and dispel darkness so people can see. And I'll usher in the boys into the area. But we'll hopefully keep spirit guardians up so we can keep them at bay at the door.
Nah, I'll just dispel it too, like your darkness. It's fine.
No!
Okay. So you can cease concentration as a free action, so that didn't affect you at all.
Something else I do? Can I figure out the door? What check do I have to roll to figure out the door?
Well, you see her using a dagger to try to pry it open. So if you were a strong person, you could take over for her.
I mean, I kind of am. But I don't have a crowbar. Why would I have a crowbar? Do I?
Use your sword.
I'm going to use the sword.
His sword is definitely not going to fit. It's a much bigger sword.
Borrow the dagger.
Just use the dagger.
I have my own dagger. What do I need to roll?
Strength check.
4.
What was the number on that dice?
A 2.
Okay. Andreas.
Siegfried. Thaddeus. Is this the same kind of doors that we were opening with our brains?
Are they?
I think you guys successfully opened 0 doors with your brains.
I thought we were opening doors with our
I use
brains.
my brains. I use mine.
Thurman, use your brain on it.
I'll show you how to use your brains.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to assist Siegfried Jimmy in the door. I threw my dagger. That's gone. Oh no, I got it out of that guy's head. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can I help? Can I get in there and try to help him?
Okay, so you're assisting Siegfried? Got it. That is.
So this doorway, how wide is it?
So it's sort of tilted, but it's about 6-7 feet wide. If you stand in, you'll be able to create a bubble for the next probably 9 minutes where they can't come in.
Okay. When my spirit guardians kill them, do they kind of like turn to ash, or like do the bodies start piling up?
So it's radiant damage. So sort of both. Like you're burning big chunks through them, but it doesn't entirely destroy their bodies. It's not a disintegration spell.
Sweet. Let the bodies pile up. I will just continue to concentrate on my spirit guardians and making sure that they do not make it past the bubble. If any of them do make it past the bubble, I'll cast Toll of the Dead on them.
Okay. Thurman.
Give me the. I'll use my brain on the door.
I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna smash the door.
Okay, give me a strength check.
19.
You take the dagger, wrench down, and you've pried the panel off of the door, revealing a very complex mechanism that is sort of like a sliding peg puzzle.
I'm so good at puzzles.
Fallen.
Is that like a wisdom or intelligence to solve the puzzle?
It's like 1 second. I had one. Where is it? You could be an intelligence check.
That doesn't really work for me. Fuck if I fucking know.
What'd you get?
Try. Just 13.
13 gives you 1 move. Okay. Next is Phelan.
Do I still have the mind thingy that Andreas put on me when we entered the city?
Nope.
No.
Or yes, that lasted an hour. Yes, you do.
Okay, so did that give me
That
advantage
gives you advantage on saves.
on saves? Okay. I mean, I'm gonna just try to figure out the puzzle.
Okay.
Is that so? An intelligence save?
That is an intelligence check, not a
Check.
save.
Words are hard. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Sorry. That would be a 3.
3 gets you no moves towards it. Next is Andre, or next is Siegfried.
I'm aiding him in this endeavor.
Oh yeah, I have a thingy. I still have that. Can I do an intelligence check to figure it out?
And to try to figure out where you need to slide these pieces together.
I will do it. We'll probably add the D8, but let's see what we roll here. We'll add the D8. Woo! There's an 8. So 20, dirty 20 with the -1.
Nice.
Dirty 20 with the -1 gets you 2 of the moves closer.
Click clack.
Did that include
Andreas.
his aid? Because I was,
His bardic inspiration.
I rolled an 8 on that, so that was good.
but I was also assisting him as my.
You were assisting him on prying it open.
Okay. Is it my initiative?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what I can really add to
Do
this.
it. Do it.
Let me take a lucky guess at it. I'm going to get in there. Wait, see this right here? My intelligence is -1. See how that works? But I get a 15.
Okay. You get a couple moves towards it. The next is Thaddeus.
Is there still like infinite number of them coming towards us?
Yes.
Okay. Will I kill more if I move slightly forward?
You'll kill them quicker.
But then
But you'll be outside of the door if they figure out how to shut it.
Fine, I will stay here. And cast. Who actually moved it?
It's had
It
3
was
moves.
Siegfried, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Siegfried and who else did it?
You know what? We all know Thurman has the biggest brain in this group, so I'm going to give guidance to Thurman.
No.
You'll break spirit guardians.
No, I don't have to break Spirit Guardians for it. I can
do it. Concentration.
Concentration.
It's
It's
concentration.
not guidance.
Yes.
Is not concentration.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're
Yeah, it
thinking
is.
fucking bless you, numbskull.
No, guidance is a
Guidance is
cantrip.
constant-
Oh my
yeah.
god, it has a little C there. Fuck that. Never mind. I didn't see the little C.
I'm telling you.
I'd like to see a passionate defense of something that you completely don't know.
I have inspiration. It's all
Okay,
good.
so like I didn't see like how long it lasted for. Like there wasn't any of that anywhere. Like I did not. Okay. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is. I'll shut up now and go over here. You know what? I'll just walk into the enemy's room by myself to death. It's fine. It's fine. I don't do anything.
Why don't you defer?
That's what I'm saying. I'm deferring.
And
Thurman.
Ow, I'm so smart. I'm so good at puzzles. Watch me. Ow. Let's move this here, and then I do this, and then I go and I do this over here. Look, watch me. See, I'm so good at puzzles. 19.
19 gets you a couple moves closer.
See, I told you I was good at puzzles. Look how smart I am. Be smarter.
Oh, we totally could have completed it if I gave you guidance, Thurman.
I don't need your puny guidance.
Okay, bringing us all around to Folan.
Yeah, I only got a 3 on my intelligence check. to try
Folan
to-
does not help.
No, because intelligence is in my skill. Wisdom is.
Okay, Phelan.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Folan and Andreas to give both of them advantage on intelligence checks.
I can read now.
And yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And yeah,
Siegfried.
I know where this lever goes. It goes in this direction. With the 2.
When did your pervy old wizard come back?
Andreas.
Okay. Ready? I'm a genius now. I have enhanced ability. What does that do for me, Phelan?
Get advantage on the check.
yeah, you have advantage.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to roll a lucky dice. Lucky. Okay. So it's like triple advantage. I have a 13, 2, and
Burning a luck before you even know if that's good or
10.
not.
So my highest result is a. Oh wait. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, I got a 13 total. Do I get it any more closer?
13. You slide a piece, and then you can sense that the door starts to like jiggle. You feel like you almost got it.
I almost
Thurman.
got it. It's jiggling. It's jiggling,
Thurman.
baby. Go ahead, baby.
Or
It's jiggling, baby.
Thaddeus would go before Thurman.
Can I make an intelligence check from where I'm standing?
No.
Okay.
You gotta
Well-
move over, get your hands on the mechanism, and
Defer.
slide it into the right place.
I'll just cast Sacred Flame into the horde.
You don't need to have spirit guardians like around yourself anymore. You could just like press it, leave it there, and move in.
I thought it's always centered
No, I
on
thought
me.
it's centered on the.
And
caster.
it's an area that a lot of people centered around themselves, but it's an area spell.
Well, it says range self /15.
Yeah, he can't.
Is that what
move
it says? I thought you
yeah,
could
move
it's,
it.
it's self.
No.
It follows you.
You
yeah.
call forth spirits
bummer.
to protect you.
Yeah, you're right. I just looked at it. I thought you could just put it on an area. I was
Get
wrong.
your shit together, Dice Daddy.
Just put your
No-
spirit guardians on the ground over there. It's fine.
Nobody plays clerics. They play wizards like cool kids.
Oh.
You know what?
Hey.
Everyone begged me to play the cleric, and Spirit Guardians has saved our ass twice.
Yo, grab me a
now.
beer.
Thurman.
Oh, yeah, I got this. You need to be better at puzzles. I'll teach you when we're done. Behind the door, maybe.
Roll it.
I wasn't that good that time.
6 do anything?
6 doesn't do anything. Folan.
You can have that nat 20 on that one to finish
hear
this
me?
stupid puzzle.
Nat 20.
I cut out for there for a second. Did the 6 do anything?
It did not.
Okay.
Why'd you
figured.
roll 2 dice, Folan? Are you cheating
Because
on
I have
me again?
advantage on intelligence.
Oh, she
save.
gave it to you. Look at you.
Yeah.
So you then use your elf fingers nimbly, turn the mechanism exactly to where it needs to be, and the door slams shut right in front of Thaddeus's face, catching his beard in the door.
That's a grudging.
You can't take his sacred beard and his sacred pipes from him in the same
He lost.
goddamn
He
session.
lost the pipes 11 sessions ago.
And I have asked you for them since.
They are in the ocean.
Summon spirit pipes.
Are we relatively safe
The
from the
door
horde?
has slammed shut. The horde is on the other side.
Does my spirit guardians reach through the door?
I don't know. Probably. Actually,
Do-
probably not. It's just an area of effect centered from you. It runs into the door a lot.
I think it fills the area in general. No,
Most of those area effects, like a fireball, would stop at the door,
Yeah.
and so I'm pretty certain that a spirit guardian
Yeah,
stops at the door as well.
It's blocked by stuff.
okay. All right.
Open the door back up.
Are you what?
No, we're behind. We're all behind the door.
You're all safe.
Oh well, there. Yeah, you can turn it off now.
I want to take more of them to the gatekeeper.
My God, you saved our lives.
My bloodlust is not thirsty or not quenched yet.
But Dice Daddy, what's our kill count for today?
Yeah.
You defeated a lot of those creatures.
Now, were these creatures the same sort of ugly, stinky creatures that were chattering and chittering in their sleep? The same things?
No.
Huh. So and these things had long hair, a little bit of furriness to them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They had sort of giant gaping mouths and pointed ears. These looked more like they might have once been Kalashtar than the other things did, but do not bear a particular resemblance to Kalashtar.
Oh my God. By God, there were so many of those things.
We should have waited and let more of them destroy themselves against my protection.
I
It's
don't-
free experience points.
There's no such thing. By the way, while we're safe in this room, we haven't tried to open the mysterious box we found yet.
You guys tried. Not
We
today.
tried.
but you
As I-
before.
Yeah, but we can try today now again, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do the whole mage hand group fun. Everyone, put your
Everyone
hands
roll
in.
an Arcana check for whoever's best Arcana is to use their mage hand to try to reach through it.
Guidance!
Assisted by their friends.
Guidance? Guidance?
I have a +3.
Guidance.
+0.
Yeah, I got a 0 on Arcana.
Guidance.
I'm trying to get better.
So I guess that would be me.
Didn't
a
you
+1.
buff somebody's intelligence just a little while ago, too?
Yours and mine, but
Uh,
that just gives us advantage.
I must be tired because I got an
Guidance?
8.
Did you use
But you
your
have guidance.
And advantage.
Oh, and advantage?
what's the advantage from?
Friends.
What's the guidance? Is that
1d4.
They're rolling their Arcana checks to even be able to assist you because none of them are proficient in such things.
a 12?
Ooh,
So
I rolled
you-
an 18 to help. Let's see how smart I am with magic.
And I believe that's an advantage for you and I, Andres, because we are buffed on intelligence right now.
Oh, so we get to okay. So I'm -1, but I get advantage. Let's see, nice 17.
And I got
Ooh.
18.
So it adds like 2 per person or something.
I don't know how you're stacking it, Alex.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what you rolled here.
'Cause I rolled an 18 too.
I thought it like at 3.5, it was like +2 per helper.
That's not how it works. It just gives advantage.
I'm talking 3.5.
But we're not playing 3.5, are we?
No, I don't know shit about
We should be.
3.5 either.
Oh, I already have to do enough math. Let's not add more, okay? What say you, Mr. Dice Daddy?
You guys pop the lock on this box as your mage hand presses through, and then the thumb of it catches a mechanism, and then you slide your hand up, and the box slips open.
Hey guys, look, it's open.
Man, we've been trying for a long time to get this open for a whole day.
What's inside?
You guys reveal a book that, as you pan through it, has several diagrams in sort of crystalline shapes drawn, but is once again written in a language that you do not speak.
Well, if we have the time and the place to do it, I can comprehend these languages. I've done it before. It's all based in the stars, so it's I kind of just a thing I can do.
Being hyper aware of the surroundings, Mr. World, does it indicate that we're in a place after shutting the door that is safe for Andres to take the time to do such?
To cast a ritual? You're uncertain. You haven't gone very far into the building. Those of you who have been in Feathervey before recognize this as a similar type of building. You see several of the symbols of the Order of the Watchers around.
The symbol for the Order of the Watchers, is that what Ballard is?
Correct.
Right.
So we could guess the general layout of this place.
You'll recall that generally, when you were needed somewhere, you walked and were guided by Ballard telepathically to where you needed to be. That similar effect does not appear to be in place in this building.
So we're going to wander because we have no guide.
I know
Well,
how
we
you
can-
love mazes.
Let's maybe find the first room we can come across, check it, see if it's safe, and then barricade it off.
I would like a nap, I think.
Yeah, that was harrowing. I wonder if this was some sort of ship that was. I mean, you're saying this entire structure, shape, form is off kilter from a square orientation to the Earth?
Right.
So this thing must have fell here. But it's not just some projectile of some sort. It's actually filled with chambers. Is this what we're understanding? Some sort of ship.
Did it not look like the small city we were in before, Feathervey? It's like a floating fortress.
It was a crafter's ship.
This looks. Now that you see the symbols, your mind is likely jogged, and it does remind you of Feathervey.
Huh. So I wonder if old Ballard and his people just literally like cut the cord on these floating cities to have them crash to hurt the enemy. Like sacrificed almost all their city except for Feathervey.
Or whatever magic was keeping these places aloft was destroyed by the dreamer somehow.
Severed. Or unsevered.
They got
Unsevered. Yeah, I was going to
severed.
say severed too, but yes, unsevered.
Huh.
Do you recall when you were in a place such as this before? Any sort of general path, like how you maybe even got to the man you speak of, Ballard, in the first place?
We were guided telepathically, so we have
His name is Grimjaw.
no kind
That's right.
of memory.
So is there like more than one corridor off of this room, or
Well, this room just goes into the rock.
All right, I'm going in.
yeah, I want to get away from the door.
Onwards.
After a short while, you reach another, now a closed door that has the panel intact.
These fucking panels.
So it is locked on either end of this room into a short hallway.
This is a
So
great
we're-
place to regroup.
That's what I was just going to say. We're in a good place to stop and rest and try to read this book.
You know, Folan, great minds think alike.
So let's set up some sort of camp situation and rest up a little before we try to get through this next panel.
Should we jam the panels somehow so they can't be open from either side?
Well, we busted the first one, and if we
Move-
jam the second one, we maybe might screw ourselves on.
But they still
getting
might be
out.
manipulated with the mind by who those that can do it,
Fair.
right?
Well, someone will have to keep watch.
Unless you physically make it so the toggles can't move.
If anyone comes through that door, they need my sword.
I will beat them to.
Could we essentially just rotate shifts like we did before? Since Siegfried doesn't need to sleep, and Phelan and Fallen only need half the time that Thurman, Thaddeus, and Andreas do.
And all those times are much shorter than it takes to cast a ritual comprehend languages spell. So Andreas, as you cast the comprehend languages spell and you panel through this book, you begin reading it through that hour that the spell works. And this book contains the secrets of an order of crafters related to the extraction of energy from extraplanar beings and the trapping of them in certain crystals, and gives the details on how to cut those crystals and how to extract that energy and apply it to a metal that appears to be named electrum, to store that energy and use it to either technological purposes or to mirror certain magical effects.
Fascinating. Are you getting what I'm saying here? You getting what I'm reading?
Sing us a song about it.
I need some time. Interesting. They're using this electrum and energy crystals, applied energy. Okay. Interesting. What's energy again? That's like energy's when when you're not tired, you got energy, right?
Yeah. Isn't it also used as like a power source in these places?
The stones have lights in them.
Yeah, it makes them float the cities like a feather ray, that place.
Do you think those stones might interact with the panel, Thurman? Is that what you're suggesting?
The pretty lights, their energy.
Oh, yeah. And it also says something about they collect the energy from planar beings. Thusly, the trapped demon face that somehow Phelan is somehow familiar with in some way, right?
I told you how smart I am.
It's a good thing you're here to figure this out.
Okay, so do you think the crystals will interact with the panel?
It makes sense. But they somehow put it into electrum. The energy crystals are used to store the energy from the planar creatures that is then used to react with electrum. It's very scientific. In the form of energy.
Thurman, do you mind letting me see one of those fancy rocks you picked up earlier?
The form of your mom, which is the name of my SSID, by the way. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, here's one of the crystals. I wanted to put it at the door at the top earlier.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I wanna know if this does a thing. And I'm gonna take the crystal that Thurman hands to me and I'm gonna kind of like move it over the panel and see if that does anything.
Not the panel to the outside, though.
No, the one on the inside, the
Yeah.
second panel, the second one.
Hey, wait, just before we do this, have we finished our long rest?
This is before you've taken the long rest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I won't do that until after we rested.
Thurman, you're reminded that you feel that there's some strange energy that's been in your axes as well. Ever since you freed the girls that you have not released yet.
Now that I think about it, when I hit that thing, my axes, I felt an energy flow through me into my axes.
And you know what? This will give you guys a week to think about how to deal with this new information.